Standard 7, English Medium, Subject English. Lesson number 2.6, Chasing the Sea Monster. Jules Verne, a French writer, is known as the father of science fiction. He wrote about rockets, space travel, and submarines when such things were unknown. In this passage, from his novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, he describes how people on a ship think of the submarine as an animal and try to chase and hunt it. Our frigate wanted to go back, but the unearthly animal came at us with a speed double our own. We gasped, more stunned than afraid. We stood mute and motionless. The animal caught up with us, played with us. It made a full circle around the frigate and wrapped us in sheets of electricity that were like luminous dust. At any instant, it could have dashed against our ship. Meanwhile, I was surprised to see that our warship was feeling, not fighting. I commented on this to Commander Farragut. His face, ordinarily so emotionless, shone great astonishment. "Professor Aronnax," he answered me, "I don't know what kind of fear some creature I'm up against, and I don't want my frigate running foolish risks in all this darkness. Besides, how should we attack this unknown creature? How should we defend ourselves against it? Let's wait for daylight, and then we'll play a different role." The whole crew stayed on their feet all night long. No one even thought of sleeping. Unable to compete with the monster's speed, our frigate, the Abraham Lincoln, down. For its part, the animal mimicked the frigate, simply rode with the waves, but did not leave the field of battle. However, near midnight it disappeared. Or, to use a more appropriate expression, it went out like a huge glowworm. Had it fled from us? We didn't know and were filled with fear and hope at the same time. But at 12:53, a deafening hiss could be heard, resembling the sound made by a waterspout expelled with tremendous intensity. By then, Commander Farragut, Ned Land, and I were on the afterdeck, peering eagerly into the darkness. "Tell me, Ned Land, isn't that the noise cetaceans make when they spurt water from their blowholes?" "They are very noisy, sir, but this one's way louder, so there can be no mistake. There is definitely a whale lurking in our waters." Near 2 o'clock in the morning, the core of light reappeared 5 miles away from the Abraham Lincoln. We stayed on the alert until daylight, getting ready for action. Whaling gears were set up along the railings. Our chief officer loaded the blunderbusses, which can launch harpoons as far as a mile, and long duck guns with exploding bullets that can wound and kill even the most powerful animals. Ned Land was content to sharpen his harpoon, a dreadful weapon, in his hands. At 6 o'clock day began to break, and with the dawn's early light, the animal's electric glow disappeared. At 7 o'clock a very dense morning spread around us. Our best spyglasses were unable to pierce it. The outcome disappointed and anger. At 8 o'clock the mist rolled away, and the horizon grew wider and clearer. Suddenly Ned Land's voice could be heard. "There is a thing in question, astern to port," the harpooner shouted. Every eye looked toward the point indicated. There, A mile and a half from the frigate, a long blackish body emerged a meter above the waves, quivering violently. Its tail was creating a considerable current.
Standard 7 English